Welcome back. You're watching Powerland. Let me just briefly touch in on the markets, which are okay at the index level. Sensex and the Nifty are holding on to some gains, but the broader markets are not particularly positive. Small caps, mid caps trading down, and the breadth also are tilted towards the downside. We were just speaking to the auto sector, and needless to say, the environment there looks quite worrying. Is this weakness filtering into other aspects of the consumer business? For instance, FMCG, which is considered traditional defensive. Joining me in the studio with an impression of how things are playing out in that industry, Mr. A. Mahendran, MD at GCPL. Sir, good afternoon and thanks so much for coming in.
Good afternoon.
So let me just ask you a very broad question right now. You know, there's consumption weakness which is there in the economy. We're still dealing with it. Has it gotten to the point where even FMCG spends are getting impacted? I mean, what are we seeing, say, over the last 3 to 6 months in the industry?
As far as last 3 months, we do find some trends in terms of slowing down consumption because of the discretionary spends levels also slightly slowing down. So to that extent, we see that in the food and beverage area. But in the personal care and household care, we as Godrej Consumer are not witnessing much of that. And our growth rate for the current quarter is also pretty good, and we're not seeing. But if we really look at next year, if the trend of slowdown continues, it can have an impact on particularly the discretionary spend levels also slowing down and going down. So to that extent, FMCG as a defensive can have a bearing. But I think it will have another 1 more year to see whether the trend continues. And then probably next year, yes. But I don't see much in the current year, which was just started.
So for FMCG, I mean, especially at this stage, what do you think is more of a driver, the slower growth or the high consumer inflation? Because either way, you know, it could hurt the FMCG sector. Which one do you think is more significant to you?
See, in F&B, if you look at food and beverage, it's inflation,
okay,
which is not the slower growth.
Okay.
But if you take the personal care and household care, to personal care particularly, the discretionary levels are coming down. To that extent, the slower growth can affect, but not inflation.
Okay. Sir, you're saying that you're not seeing across your portfolio much of a slowdown, but certain talk about, say, you know, the soaps, etc., there being price cuts that are being announced. Firstly, is that happening, sir? And if so, why?
Yes, the indication from a market, yes, the price cuts are being announced and indications are there. But we are not fully clear what could be the level of price cuts, etc. But that indication, the market feedback is like that. Yes.
What would be the reason? This would be due to weakness in volumes, or could it also be that input costs have come?
It could be both. I would say volume is also not great as far as the soaps are concerned. But yes, overall the kind of price increase has happened in this sector in the last 2 years, 3 years. Probably there will be some indicative price reduction.
And are you looking at any price corrections in your portfolio?
As far as we are concerned, in the soap category, we are basically we follow the market leader. That's our principle and follows. So we don't take a lead. Whereas in the case of household insecticide and even the hair color, these are the 2 categories. So typically the market leader takes a call by and large. The number 2, number 3 players have to follow suit. So as far as we are waiting and watching, we'll wait and watch.
What could be the level of price correction, roughly speaking?
Well, anybody's guess, but at least I would say correction now to the extent of about at least about 5% would be on an annualized basis it can be.
Okay. Could be possible. So what's been happening on the input cost side? Is there any correction? Is there any relief there?
Yes, that's a fairly good relief as far as the input costs and soaps are concerned. And we hope that gets sustained for the current year also. But the trend started last year, the input costs coming down in the second half of the year. But it's sustained. If it's sustained, it will be good from a category point of view.
Okay. So any indication on the kind of growth that you think you would be able to see over next year? I mean, even if it's not actual numbers, just comparative to what we've seen in the fiscal that has ended, what kind of growth in different portfolios can you expect?
Yeah, in the case of, if you take the soaps as a category or household insecticide, as well as hair color and other category where we are present, I would say that the investments which we have done in the last year, particularly above the line spends, the media spends, the brand spends, and I see that across other players in the market in these categories. So I would say that the consumption would improve volume-wise, etc. in the current year. Because if the investments are healthy in any category, the consumption will grow in that category. So regardless of the slowdown and all the other bearish trends, whatever we see now, but it depends on the individual players in the market and how robust they are in innovation, new product launches and investment behind the category. So overall category investment grows now in the case of soaps as well as etc. Particularly ITC is there and HUL, and all of us are investing money. So any investment in media, particularly brand investment, to my mind, my experience, will never go waste. It has to improve the, at least pull up the slowdown in terms of consumption.
So then what are you doing on A&P spends, and are you picking them up?
We have done well. We have invested, compared to the previous year, we have invested by 100 basis point in media. We have spent more over the previous year. And we expect the reward to come this current year. And so that's the hope which we have.
So in terms of inorganic growth, I think that's something that's played out in the FMCG sector past couple of years. Are there still international markets that people are looking at, from an acquisition standpoint? What about you, or portfolios that you may be looking at adding to your overall picture?
As far as our inorganic growth for the last 3 years, we have done well. We have been pretty aggressive in terms of our investment. So for the next 3 years, we would be focusing on, in terms of consolidation and integration and bringing in new product launches there. And how do we invigorate those markets where we have acquired the business, which is Indonesia, South Africa, in Argentina, etc. So to that extent, we may not be that aggressive in inorganic growth in the next 3 years, but the very fact that the last 3 years of aggressive inorganic growth would lead to better organic growth in these markets which we have done. Having said that, if we get some good opportunities, we will continue to look at inorganic opportunity.
Okay. All right, so I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming in. Very kind of you. That's FMCG and Godrej Consumer. So, much better off than a lot of other segments in this economy. I believe the markets have suddenly fallen off